Hey there, thank you for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings. We have an unboxing video today, and it's some new Doctor Who figures. Well, new to me anyway. These are not brand new, just out, as in they've been out a couple of months, but they are at least the most recent ones that have come out to my knowledge. As you will be aware from previous videos, I have two B&M stores in my town where I live, in Basingstoke, and they are the worst ones in the country. And every time they have new exclusive Doctor Who releases, they don't appear for months and months and months. Now, a couple of months ago, there were two sets released. One was a set of Daleks. Of course, they're not going to turn up, probably ever. But they are gold Daleks from the new series with a couple of variants, and I like the gold Daleks, but I've got millions of them already. And the other set that came out was this. This is Friends and Foes of the Doctor. And in this set we have River Song, a Cyberman, and Clockwork Man, although not in that order. These are the 5.5 inch / 14 centimetre scale collector series. They are B&M exclusives as far as I'm aware. Let's read the back blurb, shall we? I'm just going to show you all the different... I love the diamond logo. I really love the diamond logo, but the packaging is slightly plain in my opinion. Lots of white, but I do love the diamond logo. However, I'm not sure about splitting the diamond logo into this horizontal kind of line like this. I've never quite been sure about that. Friends and Foes of the Doctor collector figure set. This set comprises of Professor River Song, as seen in the episode The Pandorica Opens 2010. The Cybermen, that's not Cyberman, that should say. The Cybermen with heavy weapon, as seen in the episode A Good Man Goes to War 2011. And the gold Clockwork Droid from the episode The Girl in the Fireplace 2006. Girl in the Fireplace is one of my top two new Who stories, episodes. The other one probably being Midnight. The River Song figure comes decorated in her black stealth outfit, briefly seen in the part where she is breaking into Liz Ten's secret archive to locate the Vincent van Gogh painting. She sports a revised head sculpt with ponytail that appeared in that scene, and completing the outfit is her utility belt and holster with a detachable blaster accessory. I'll be honest, I'm not actually sure I've got a River Song at all in my collection so far. The Cybermen, it's plural, there's only one. The Cybermen are, that should say, the Cyberman is, presented in the standard livery of a silvered armour over darker silvered joints, and comes with the somewhat incongruous Reaper heavy blaster weapon seen in this episode, rather than the more standard arm-mounted weapon. These Cybermen, that's fine, were intended to be Mondasian in origin and thus carry a solid circle motif representative of the planet Mondas on their chest, and not the Cybus C emblem. Yes, because the Cybus Cybermen were from an alternate universe. These ones are the same design, but from our universe. The gold Clockwork Droid is a variant never released before, but has, as usual, the removable mask with hair, arm-mounted utility weapon, and the internal clockwork parts as seen inside the transparent clear head. This droid is seen in several scenes as a background character, and his outfit changes slightly, possibly to give the impression of there being more droids. It also appears in a scene where three droids confront the King of France. This is the fourth variant released, the others being black, purple and blue. And I don't think I've got any of those because I was not a sort of rampant collector of all of the releases previously, because there's just so many of them. But I do try and get the B&M ones because they are at least achievable. See, I don't go very often to places like Forbidden Planet or things like that. but I have 2 B&Ms, albeit they are the worst in the country. That's just my assessment. Right, we're going to open these up. The 10th Doctor. So, using one of my trusty Swiss Army knives. This is a Swiss Champ. I have 4 of them in various. I've got one in the car, one in the office here, one that lives with me on my belt at all times, and one that lives in the bedroom. Right, pull that out. Nothing extra in there. That can go away. Here we are, the simple sort of vortex kind of imagery behind the figures. Do. Get rid of all this tape. And get rid of that tape. And there's an exciting opportunity for everybody here. For that, if I cut my fingers live, or rather as I open these, I'm going to leave the footage in. Yes, I am. And then peel off this plastic. Oh, there's a gun trapped in there. Right, that's out. Empty plastic. Right. Well, let's look at them in the order that the box says we probably should. Here is River Song. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I don't have a River Song figure of any variety, so this is new to me. Now this is a bit weird. She's got a belt, but it doesn't really, look, if that was a real belt in real life, that would just fall off, right? It's kind of squared off at the front. Look, if I bulge it out, look, that's weird. I don't know if that's a fault or whether it's meant to be, it's probably meant to be further down. Hang on a sec, let me, that's probably what it is. There we go, that's better. I push it down her hips. It just ridden up a little bit. That's me being an idiot. Right, so her head turns, as you would expect. We have shoulder rotation. We've got upper arm rotation. We've got hand rotation, although the shape of her sleeve restricts that slightly. And of course you can bend the arms. So that's quite nice. We just crack these joints a little bit because they're a little bit locked. We've got hip rotation. The legs will splay out like so, which looks very painful. Of course, we can sort of rotate the legs around. We've got lower leg rotation, no foot movement because she's basically wearing these boots. Here is her gun, and she has a holster, and the gun fits neatly into there, although it's quite loose and could easily fall out in my opinion, so you might be better off getting her to hold it. And her fingers are really stiff. If I just kind of put that in there, there we go. There we go. Oh no, that fell out almost immediately because her fingers kind of bent back. Let me just try that again. Okay. There we go. So she can hold the gun. I think she's pretty cool actually. The face, I really like the face sculpt. It's very lifelike. Skin's quite pale, but the paintwork on there, I think that's really good. She looks pretty realistic to me. Yeah, I like that. I like the outfit. Right, we're going to look at this Cyberman next. And I've got loads of these Cybermen, albeit most of them have got the Cybus logo. So The head rocks back and forth. It's on like a ball joint, and you can turn the head and kind of put it at sort of quizzical angles. Shoulder rotation. Obviously, the armor stops the shoulder moving up so much, but we can bend the arm, we can turn the hands, but there's no sort of movement, twisty movement in the arms, basically because of the armor. We have no hip movement either. Legs bend, and the feet can also sort of swivel. Typical Cyberman, the same mold they've been using probably for, well, it's not nearly 20 years, but it's a long time. Here is the Cyberman's gun. I'm doing it now. I'm pluralizing Cybermen. There's only one of them in here. The Reaper gun. Pretty certain I've got some of these already. And we can, with some finagling, we can kind of get him to hold the gun. Like so. Yeah, that doesn't really hold very well. What am I missing here? Are you supposed to sort of jam the fingers through slightly? I don't know. Getting any action figure to hold gun is never really... Yeah, it's weird, right? There's like a... He will kind of hold it, but I mean, yeah, that just falls out immediately. That's a complete waste of time, I think, so I'm going to ignore that. Don't bother with the gun, everybody. There's the back of the Cyberman. Made in China, stamp on there. There's his feet. And of course, we have the Our Universe Cyberman kind of plate here, not the Cybus one. These are not my favourite Cybermen. I've got lots of them, mainly because they did lots of releases and I was kind of army building, but they're not my favourite Cybermen. They're a bit clunky, in my opinion. I've just noticed something. The plastic was not clear. There is a piece of the Clockwork Droid left in it, and that's now removed. Right, the last one. This is the gold Clockwork Droid. Some very fine moulding here. So his head, oh, there we go. Right, so his head comes off because he's got the clockwork head underneath, and that is fixed in position. That does not turn. I'm not winding you up. There's the head. Very fine detail on the sort of curls on the wig there. So that's just a single piece. Let's look at the rest of this. We've got the sort of tie and cravat here. Okay, so arms just rotate. They don't lift up and down. Arms bend. And the hand turns, but again, we're slightly limited by the frills here, so they don't turn necessarily as much as you might expect, but then he's a droid. We've got hip movement here. The legs, they move quite nicely, but the feet don't. And then we have this thingamabob, which is like a sort of weapony thing, and it looks like there's a slot here. There's a slot here where you can put that in and he can extend it, which I think is his dissecting tool, because in the story the Clockwork robots, droids, were somewhat confused and were using body parts to try and restore their broken spaceship because of errors, I think, in their programming. There we go. It's quite nice to have two figures that I don't already have. River Song and the Clockwork Droid. Lots of Cybermen already. Always nice to have more Cybermen, even if I don't like the particular design, but you know, I can always add to my army. So yeah, This set was £21.99. I got it in B&M. They had a few of them in Basingstoke. The only set I need to catch up on now is the Daleks. There's 2 gold Daleks that I need. Not overly fussed. Got hundreds of Daleks already. But yeah, there we go. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the usual YouTube-y stuff that I am contractually obliged to say. And I'll see you in the next episode of Total Ramblings. Bye-bye.